Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Christina, coming to you from the Catio. And before we get started with today's convo, I just want to apologize that if you hear some noise in the background, it is the AC here in the Catio because it is sweltering hot today in central Georgia. So anyways, on to today's convo. So today our conversation is going to be talking about rebuilding your self-image and your self-esteem after a narcissistic abusive relationship. So I was in my relationship and was discarded after 18 years. And the narcissist is masterful at finding your insecurities, your weaknesses, and just getting under your skin and knowing the things that really hurt and bother you. Now for me, I've always had kind of body image issues, and he capitalized on that. Once he knew that that was a weakness I had, not only did he expose it and was constantly attacking me in that regard, but I mean, he just completely beat me to the ground with it. Where at the end of it, I had like no self-esteem, no self-worth, and that's what I am currently, just yesterday, began working on in therapy. We've been working on building my self-worth, and knowing, that I do have good attributes and I am a good person. So we've been working on the mental side of things, but now it's really digging deep to figure out why I perceive myself for what, basically I see in the mirror, not what other people might see. I see what he sees, which is a monster, as he would describe it. So, my narcissist, when he discovered that I had body image issues, it started with things like, you're going to go out to Walmart or to the grocery store dressed like that. And it would be a pair of jeans and a shirt just like this. And that's why I'm wearing this for this video. And I have my hair up because I don't normally wear my hair up in a ponytail because, again, it's just something that I feel like you have to dress to impress and have integrity and look always your best. But it would be just a top or a t-shirt and a pair of jeans and my favorite shoes, which are moccasins. And that he made me feel shameful for going out in public like that. How dare you wear a scrunchie, So those were the things that started, little things. And I remember after my dad passed away, doing a photo shoot with my dad's car before I sold it, and he kept saying to me, like, suck it in, suck it in. I was 110 pounds at the time, and there wasn't much to suck in, but he had to make me feel and belittle me, and of course, having an audience to do it was even better. So it was things like that. And then it does escalate. I think the lowest point in probably our entire relationship, and lowest point for me as a human being in my own, feeling comfortable in my own skin, and it was probably the most devastating thing I've ever had happen to me, was one evening I was in bed with my narcissist and I rolled over to, cuddle, and I got a foot to my gut, and I was shoved off the bed by his foot onto the floor, and he said it was because I gained weight. I was, not attractive. And of course, at the time, I had no idea that withholding intimacy was a form of punishment that the narcissist will engage in. And, withholding intimacy is also, it's just another tactic. It's more control that they get to punish and belittle you with and make you feel like you're less valuable, not worthy. So that was probably the hardest and probably worst thing he has ever done to me, because even with the physical abuse, even when he would choke me or, drag me by my hair, or knock me down, throw me out, those things I could still almost rationalize because I was gaslit so much that I always felt like everything was my fault. And anyway, the evening that this occurred, I felt like I let myself go. I let myself slip. He would introduce me in saying, well, she was 98 pounds when I first met her. And that doesn't make you feel really good. And even when we first were in the love bomb phase, he would introduce me and say, oh, I like him young and dumb. And then the joke when we, as I became older, which I am 39 years old, became, I still like him young and dumb. Well, I'm not young. I don't think I was ever dumb. I might have been a little naive, but I was never dumb. And all of those things just keep replaying over and over in my mind. And so I guess, the big thing is for me to get to the bottom of why I've always had this self-image issue, why I've always idolized, celebrities and always I always aspired to be like them. And I don't know the root cause of that. No one in my family's like that, so I don't know where that comes from. But I'm working on it because, again, if you're going to get out of a toxic, abusive relationship, you have to move forward and you need to do it where you begin working on yourself. You can't worry about them. There's nothing you can do to change them. And trust me, a narcissist or any highly toxic person, they're not going to go to therapy to better themselves, because to them, they're perfect. They can do no wrong. So why do they need therapy? But so that's something I'm currently working on, and my therapist has given me, some homework assignments before next week's session, which I'm going to try to do and really take a deep dive into myself, into my heart and soul, and find out why I've always had this as a kind of a deep-rooted issue, and also, again, trying to overcome and not replay over and over all the things he has said about me, my looks, my weight, my age, because I understand now that everything he was doing was to destroy me. He was never in love with me. Everything I ever lived for 18 years was a lie. So it's important for me to recognize what is going on, up here, and why I feel sometimes the way I do. And I know that maybe not everybody has that particular weakness or, insecurity, but I'm sure if you are in a narcissistic abusive relationship, there is something that the narcissist has found that you feel self-conscious about, and they use that weakness to gain leverage and, be able to manipulate you, gaslight you even more. So if you can at least identify those areas, make sure that when you get out, you put that time and effort in. Especially get a therapist who's trained in this type of abuse, or get a sponsor who has walked this path, and some mentor, somebody who can help you and guide you, because this is not going to be an easy journey to healing. Breaking that trauma bond is one of the hardest things. Hey, Creamsicle. Sweet boy. Isn't he pretty? Anyway, let's see. Here he is. He's making biscuits. So, yes, find somebody who you can talk to, confide in, and that has been down this path, because you definitely need to talk to someone who knows exactly what you're going through. And trust me, everybody's story is almost the same. Like I said, it's almost cookie cutter. The narcissist tactics and abuse are the same. They just might do things a little different. Not saying they're all going to fall into one category. I think there's different degrees of narcissism. But I will tell you, I was in a pretty severe one, and I didn't realize what I was in until I got out of it and began therapy. So just remember, every day, take little steps to healing, bettering yourself, understanding the trauma that you've endured and how you're going to heal. Because trust me, you will come out that other side, and you're going to come out stronger and better than you were before. And I'm working on it every day. So I hope the next time, by next week when we meet again, I can talk a little bit more about how my session went and kind of the progress on my weakness. Because I know we all have different, weaknesses that we want to work on and improve on, and trauma. So just keep that in mind, and just make sure that you're working on what areas you need to work on. And that means being truthful to yourself and to your therapist or mentor. So anyways, guys, that's it for me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, anything you can do to help push this kind of content out onto YouTube so more people have access to it and can understand what situation they might be in. So until next time, guys, take care, have a wonderful day, and stay cool from the Georgia heat, or wherever you're at in the world, and if you have the same heat I do. So take care, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye.